Hey, what's up, cousins? I just want to let you guys know that today, Joel and I are going to be doing a true crime episode. And as fun as they usually are, this week, the cases are kind of pretty intense. Some of them get very graphic and very, very dark and very tragic, very horrific. I just want to let you guys know, viewer discretion is advised. I hope you guys keep watching, but just be wary and have a good time. What's up, cousins? Welcome back to another episode of SoulPrimos. My name is Melvin Diaz.
And I'm Joel Romero.
And today we have a very special episode. It's another edition of our true crime series.
Yes.
Yes.
And, true crime.
Yeah, and Joel's dressed up as a Cuban detective from 1990.
Yes, because...
in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, every time we do this, I like to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like to show a different side of me, a different side of different types of detectives I would be.
Yeah.
The first one was a very classic 1940 detective, first on the scene. Second one was very similar.
Yeah.
This one, I show up to the scene. Am I there for the bitches? Am I there for the drugs?
Yeah.
What am I really there for?
Exactly.
Am I actually a detective or am I impersonating a detective?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, when I like to be the guy where, when I go into the crime scene, everybody's like, is he allowed to be here? Like,
Yeah. Who is that? They're like mouthing to each other like, who is that?
I'm just like, what do we got?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, because you know how serial killers like to fucking go back to the scene of the crime.
Yeah. And they're like, excuse me, can we see your credentials? You're like, yeah, of course. And then you pull out like a pack of gum. You're like, you want some?
You're under arrest.
And it's crazy that you say that, like, you come out with like different outfits every time we do true crime.
Yeah.
And you do, but you always have the same fucking hat.
Okay, I'll be honest. This is a new hat, and I'm mad at you for not recognizing that. This is a new fucking hat.
I guess it is.
It fits a lot better. It fits a lot fucking better. The other one was like a fucking nipple.
So you bought two different fedoras.
Two of the same hats. So I have two fedoras in my house right now.
Okay.
Two fedoras.
Very cool.
And I just feel like the detective
What
that
does
I
it
would...
say on the side?
Oh, it just says the price tag.
Let me see.
I'm going to return this. Oh, no, it doesn't. It just says...
Is this Stella?
Oh, Sicilia.
Let me see.
It's a city in Italy.
Oh, it's just Scala.
Scala.
You said Sicilian? Scala.
Scala, yeah. Scala classic.
Yeah.
I was looking for one of those, like, what's one of those old school hats? The one you just like the back, it just wraps onto your head. And
A beanie?
No. Something like the old people wear.
A beret.
No. Or don't you? No, it's kind of that style. Yes, that style.
Okay.
Though. Those old guys wear that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, like a newsy hat, like a newspaper salesman hat.
Yeah, those. I was looking for that. I couldn't find it.
They stopped making those back in like 1994.
Well, does anybody wear fedoras?
Yeah, a lot of guys.
But like, it's usually older men.
Older men or
no young guys are wearing this shit.
Or guys that can't pronounce their R's. They say that wabbit.
That little wabbit. Well, why am I wearing this shit?
I don't know. Because apparently you want to come off as a different type of detective.
Yeah,
one that won't solve the case.
You have a very classic style.
Well, this is a brand new tie. I bought it like 8 years ago, and I'm finally wearing it. This is a Giovanni Testi tie.
Ooh, testicle, yes. Giovanni's testicle. Yeah.
It says treated with a stain-resistant fabric protector. I don't have that.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Before we started doing these true crime episodes, going back to our previous podcast, were you aware of how to tie a tie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
I learned my freshman year of high school.
That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of men in today's society don't know how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, in our generation, in the 1940s, everybody dressed classy. Yeah. Everybody dressed up. Going out, you gotta look good. Nowadays, there's a casual style, so you don't gotta do that. But nowadays, I feel like everybody knew how to tie a tie. And me being a little church fucking boy, Testigo de Jehová, I knew how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
And I would help other people too.
Yeah.
And I think it's just good that most guys don't know. Even if they go to a wedding, that might be the first time people try to figure out how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
And even in that case, they might wear a bow tie.
Yeah, they have to watch like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or they might have a clip-on tie.
Oh my God, that's just sad.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
I have a clip-on bow tie.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Because bow ties are kind of gay. So I wouldn't want to learn how to tie a bow tie. What are you, fucking gay?
Well, it's because when I got invited to a gala,
Oh,
Do you know what a gala is?
like no.
Don't say what you're gonna say.
Okay, what is a gala?
A gala, it's like a fancy celebration, dinner, ball, kinda. Do you know what a ball is?
Oh, it's all rich people though.
Yeah, it's mostly for like like charities and stuff like that, or like if you're a part of an organization or you donated a lot to a particular charity, they have these galas.
Yeah.
And kind of celebrate you and stuff like that and celebrate the founders of whatever said charity. I was used as a token.
Yeah.
Token Latino boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was used as kind of like a, look how great he came out. No no face tats and no prior, jail time.
You were there to show what's possible as a Latino.
Yes. They're like, look how tall he is and look how funny, and he's basically like a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Basically like Caesar from the first Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they didn't make me wear clothes, but they set a leash on me.
Yeah, and then if you go to shake one of their hands, they say, "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty Latino." Right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, "No,
How'd you know? No, I don't go no. I go, okay.
Okay. When I get invited to those, I just say no. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah.
Many invites headed my way. I'm always like, my people. That's not what I do.
Well, they invite you to
film, to
record
and to clean the outside.
to clean
The outside. I'm not really allowed inside.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, if my people aren't there, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Because I like to be around my people.
What are your people?
Brown people,
BP?
colored people, BP, brown people, BP, brown people. And I like to be around those people.
Yeah.
When people are around rich people, they forget their roots. They forget
there's rich brown people.
Yeah, I don't like to associate with those people.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Actually, yeah, I've been around more rich brown people.
Yeah.
I don't like to be around them too much, man.
No richness.
No richness. Because me, like I said, I don't have an ego.
Yeah.
I have I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I don't even want to start an ego.
Yeah.
So I gotta stay humble.
Yeah.
That's my biggest dilemma.
I think, that's your biggest fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like trying to remain as egoless as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a hard battle.
I can only imagine.
We don't have egos though.
No. No.
You can't even fucking lie.
No. I don't think we have egos.
I don't think
Compared to other people in our field, I think our egos are kind of more dampened. More so you than me.
I don't have a field that I'm in.
Oh, you're different. Oh, my fucking bad.
I'm not no field, man. I ain't no field. I make my own field, man.
Egoless? Look at you. You're fighting the battle right now, right in front of us, guys. You see it?
I'm at the.
Your nose starts to bleed.
I'm like 28 weeks later when the guy kisses his wife and shit.
Yeah.
That's a powerful scene, man.
Yeah, 28 weeks later.
28 fucking inches later. Dog.
Okay.
All right, dude.
So today we have true crimes. Joel and I have 3 cases each that we're gonna break it down, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax, grab a little drinky. Joe brought me a bottle of tequila from Sacramento called Lalo. It was really good, very smooth.
Yeah.
Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a little something to smoke on, sip on, eat on, you know what I'm saying? And enjoy the rest of the episode. But before we get to that, I just want to mention our city is kind of hurting right now. You know what I mean? Like, basically it's on fire. Like the entire city is on fire. And, it was really scary this last week. Things are dying down now. But last week was kind of crazy because, like, where I lived, I was, like, surrounded by fires. Like, literally the Hollywood Hills fire, and then the Pasadena fire, the Palisades fire, and then the Lancaster fires, the Valley fires. Literally surrounded by fires. Fires didn't directly affect me, but the smoke was so heavy. It got into my house. It got into my cars and stuff like that. I've been wearing masks and things like that. And I know Joel's been kind of in BP, kind of just away from all the fires.
I was like, fires? What fire?
What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm fired. That's what you said.
I am fire, huh? No. I will say this, man. My city is burning. And I forget how much I really like this city. I love this city. Not the city of BP.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
The city of Los Angeles. I'm in the LA County still.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yes. But I forget how much I love this city, man. Obviously, when you see, and then you know what I hate? People are always talking shit because it's like the Pacific Palisades have been almost obliterated, and it's always like, oh, they're rich, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
they're more than likely they're gonna be okay.
They're gonna be able to bounce back.
Yeah, they're still expensive as fucking houses that they lost. Fucking no matter how rich they are, it sucks. But dude, it doesn't matter how rich or how poor. It's how rich because people tend to care less about the rich. Dude, if you lost a $20 million house, fuck the money. That's your memory. That's time with family, with friends. Fucking all the years and years of memories of pets.
Everything, and not to mention that like most of these homes that are burning are older than 1970, so they have asbestos, they have lead, all types of just bad stuff that got burned up is in our atmosphere as we speak now. So who's to say the repercussions that's going to happen in the next couple of years? Dude, it's just the fire, the air quality. It's just really, really just awful.
Yeah, I will say the LA one hurt me. The Pacific Palisades hurt me. Yeah. But then when the Eaton Canyon, the Altadena one hurt me even more.
Oh yeah, because I have like a lot of friends that live there. I know several people who lost their homes. My football coach from high school lost his home and he has children. Like I don't think you guys realize how fast these houses burn up. Because I had someone ask me that was not from LA. They're like, what if you just have a hose in the front of your house? And I'm like, it's not quite that simple because there was 80-mile-an-hour winds. And when wind hits fire, what happens? It increases the fire and it sends embers out into the air. And a lit ember or spark can travel for miles. And all that ember needs is to land on a dry patch of grass or someone's dry roof or someone's on a tree next to someone's house. And just like that house goes up, then the next house goes up, then the following 5 houses go up, then the following 20 houses go up. Because what people don't realize, every house has gas pipes. Your house blows up. It's not a slow thing. It's not where like, oh, you see a little fire and then you put it out and then another fire. Your house just blows up. That's why they tell you to evacuate. That's why the law enforcement, firefighters and fire authorities don't let you get back into your house because they're like, it could blow up at any minute and it'll blow you up to smithereens, right? So, it's definitely a very, very scary time right now. But I just want to say, Joel and I appreciate all our SoulPrimos for reaching out to us, making sure that we're okay. And it means the world to us. And like, I had something that really got to me. I had 5 different SoulPrimos reach out to me, and they all said like, "Hey Melvin, I hope you have your inhaler. Like, make sure you have your inhaler." And like that moved me so much because like a couple years ago, I never told anyone I had asthma. You know what I mean? Like I would go on dates or I would hang out with friends, and if I needed to use my inhaler, I'd go to the bathroom to use my inhaler. And like the fact that like, we've never even met in person. Yet you're like, you care enough to let me know to have my inhaler. Like this just meant the world to me. And I appreciate every one of you guys that reached out. And, Joel and I are okay for the time being. And a special shout out to one of our SoulPrimos, Bobby Reyes, who's an actual firefighter.
Oh yeah. Actually, Bobby, man.
Actually fighting these fucking fires on the fucking front line, risking his life. You know what I mean? He's got a wonderful wife that is, I can only imagine how worrisome that is. And, we met Bobby at a couple live shows that we did back when we were doing Isimo, and he's just the coolest fucking guy, and he's super fucking handsome as well. So like, it's just like, dude, you're handsome and a hero. Like,
yeah, like what's more important?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I don't know what I like more. Yeah, I don't know. It could be one or the other.
You know what, Bobby? You know what?
You can be ugly. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Do one.
Exactly. But shout out to you, man. I hope we're really hoping that you stay safe out there, and thank you for all the work that you do, and your partners as well, and your team.
It's funny because he's actually very important. And then we're here dressing up as people.
Yeah.
Dressing up as people that are important.
So in 1999, someone got stabbed.
We're pretending to be fucking detectives. What the fuck?
You have a fedora on?
Fucking losers, man. God damn it. Dude, what's the fucking, what it was? I went to one of these donation centers.
Oh, yes.
And then there were just so many people donating, giving so much. And it kind of got me emotional because it's like, it was I went to one that was close to the Altadena one because I went to school for 4 years in Pasadena. and then I was there all the time, and that was like my second home. So seeing going down lake and seeing all that shit burn, and I hope that part of the Altadena burn was kind of like a super surreal, just because I've seen it more than I've seen like the LA portion of Pacific Palisades. So it kind of hit a lot harder, but it just felt unreal going to these centers and then just seeing like so many people come in and donate, bringing all these fucking food for clothes, and just how crazy everything felt. It felt like it just almost didn't feel real. Like, but it also made it feel real. Like, oh shit, this is really happening. Yeah. Like people are out there like in need and that need help. So if you can donate anything, extra food, extra clothes, a couple of bucks, GoFundMes, anyone you see, $5-10 doesn't even fucking matter, man.
A lot of these folks don't have insurance. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to bounce back as quickly as other people. And just go to GoFundMe and just type in LA fires. Yeah. And just pick the one that you resonate with the most, or pick at random or whatever. Yeah. Just go to GoFundMe and it's truly I realized last Tuesday, I was like, oh, we're living through history right now. Yeah. Nothing like this has ever happened before, and we're gonna be remembering these couple weeks for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. So most of the city is filled with just hardworking people. Yeah. So I think when people hear LA, they just think rich people. Yeah. No. Most of the city is filled with just like people like
blue
us.
collar, just working their lives away to be able to afford a home, and that was taken away from them. Yeah. In like the most tragic fashion.
So on the news and like on Instagram, you'll see so many celebrities talking about like, oh, I lost this, I lost that, which is devastating too, but just think about the people that fucking are working paycheck to paycheck, working hard, that lost everything. Like, what are they gonna do? Yeah. That's why these donation centers are so important for people like us. Like, if that happened to us, we'd want to go someplace where we can feel like, okay, other people are taking care of us, we're taking care of each other. Yeah. So,
and if you want to donate anything, maybe donate. I think they just announced that they don't need any more clothes. Maybe donate like things like toothpaste, toothbrushes, women's hygiene products. Yeah. And socks mostly, as well as what's another thing that
there's cleaning supplies. Like there's a lot of fucking like hand wipes. There's a lot of baby food. Baby wipes, food, baby wipes.
Pet food as well.
Pet food. A lot of people want, depending on the place, some of them want like uncooked food, like raw food, depending on the spot, depending on it. But canned food is good, like beans, fucking chicken noodle soup, stuff that's in cans. Is good.
Fucking cash.
Yeah, cash. That'll probably be
cash,
fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely need cash.
But we just gotta do what we can, man. It's just fucking. I don't know when it's gonna end, because it's kind of died down a little bit, but it's still kind of
going on right now. Yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it was last week, but it's definitely still probably like 70% still going on. Yeah. So, but we're gonna figure it out. LA is a resilient city, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I love everyone dearly that is in the city. 10 million people strong, united. Never seen the city this united before. I was beyond proud of everyone. I was just scrolling through people's stories and like you see like the celebrities and like Joel said, and you see the, people who are, Instagram famous, TikTok famous, or people in kind of like that we know that are trying to become famous. They're like volunteering and things like that and donating, which is awesome. But I was also scrolling through people's stories and friends' stories that like, they're just a regular person. They got like a 9 to 5. Yeah. And they were out there volunteering their ass off. And it's just like, I was just like, wow, like that's everyone is united right now in Los Angeles. And I hope it doesn't stop. I hope it continues. I hope this unification continues forever.
Yeah. Yeah. What more can we say?
What more can we say that hasn't been said already?
I love my city, man.
I love my fucking city, dog. I love my fucking city. Shout out Los Angeles. We love you, baby.
Yes. Shout out LA from the 626. We love you, baby.
Yeah. Shout out. Hey, I'm 323, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I usually don't shout out my area code, but hey, 323, homie.
I'm double you, the first and third number. 33.
But we're in the middle. We're the same.
Oh! Does that make sense?
Huh?
Yeah, that makes sense. Huh?
What'd you say?
Does that make sense?
I think you said Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins. You've been watching a lot of Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins.
You've been Johnny Sins. What's your favorite male porn star? I don't care. I don't know any.
I was gonna say,
if you know more than one, you're gay.
No, I don't know. I only know Johnny Sins from the memes.
Oh yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is.
He kind of look like Johnny Sins a little bit.
Really?
No.
He's shredded. You look like Lisa Ann a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
No.
All right.
That's weird that we said that.
All right, you want to go first with me?
You go first. You're the best.
Oh, no.
I complimented you. You're the best. You're the best detective we have in the scene.
No.
Like, we gotta. Okay, right now we gotta switch into our true crime look.
Yes.
Into black and white. Give me a snap. It's been a rough couple of years.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's been a long.
It's been without you. So, you know, I'm gonna go on one of these burnt hills and be like, it's been a long time without you, my friend. Love is
No, you wouldn't sing that. You would do that, but you would sing. Imagine all the people.
Shut the fuck up.
The firefighters are like, living for today.
You have.
Someone lights you on fire.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not. No, I would go up there and sing all around the
Yeah, you would.
One, and I have like eyeshadow and shit.
No. You would go, I look at all the lonely people. Yeah.
Come on, we're sick-minded.
Dude, you're sick in the fucking ass, bro.
In the ass? Come on, man.
Okay, so my first case is kind of a doozy. It's got twists and turns, and it's kind of strange. Okay, so let me paint the picture, right?
Paint the picture.
California.
Yes.
1999.
Of course.
A young couple just bought their first house.
Yes.
And they start going, you know what? It's got a beautiful backyard and a nice back house. We should add a pool. Let's add a pool, babe. Yeah, I'm down. Boom. They start excavating to make the pool. What do they find?
What do they find? A body.
Dead body.
Okay, of course.
Dead body, right? Decomposed dead body, missing his jaw, blunt force trauma to the skull, 6 stab wounds on his flannel that he's still wearing, right? Call the authorities. Authorities are like, yo, what the hell? Dude, this is crazy. Turns out he was the previous owner of the house. Yeah. Turns out the previous owner was this young couple in the 1980s. So 20 years prior, almost 20 years prior, that went missing. They went missing. And then they find the husband buried in the backyard. Where's the wife?
Yeah.
Right? So they kind of start investigating. Turns out there was a gentleman by J.P. Rockefeller that lived in the couple's back house for free. Right? For free. And they asked the family of the couple, like, who is this guy? And they're like, I don't know. He's just this British guy that just moved in with them one day. And at first he was going to pay rent, but then they were just cool with letting him chill in the back. So their family's like, okay, that's weird. Boom, they go missing. The mom of the wife is like, my daughter would not go missing.
Yeah.
And the cops are like, okay, what do they say? Like, what did they say before they went missing? She was like, well, they said that they were going to move to New York and look for jobs there, which I thought was so weird because they've never been to New York and they had good jobs here. Yeah. And the detective was like, oh, well, that's it. They fucking probably left. And then she's like, the mom was like, no. Like, something happened. A couple days later, the mom receives a postcard from the wife from Paris, France. It's just saying, quote, oh my gosh, we're so awful with directions. Guess where we're at? Paris, France. Yeah. And she's just like, what the fuck? She goes, this is not my daughter's handwriting. A couple days later, another postcard. She's like, this is my daughter's handwriting. A couple days later, another postcard. She's like, no, this isn't my daughter's handwriting. So there's 2 postcards without daughter's handwriting and 1 postcard with the daughter's handwriting, right? Boom. Case goes cold. For 20 years. They find the body. They can't figure out what to do. There's no leads. There's a body, but there's no fucking leads. 9 years later, 2008, a gentleman by the name John Jacob, which is a crazy name, gets arrested because he kidnapped his daughter from a visitation meeting because they're divorced parents.
Yeah.
He had visitation hours. He kidnaps her. Boom. Cops fucking catch him, arrest him, and they're like, "You look really familiar. Did you ever live in California?" And he's like, "No, I've only lived in New Jersey." And he had a British accent.
Oh, really?
And the cops are like, No. They start deep diving into this guy's history. Turns out he's had almost 30 different legal names.
Son of a bitch.
Turns out he's been an expert strategic con man for 40 years.
Jesus.
He would tell everyone that he met that he was a British ambassador.
Really?
Yeah. He was a British ambassador,
Yeah.
even though he's a German nationalist. He hated being German, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm British.
Yeah.
Turns out that he would use his charm and his intellect into getting high-paying jobs. He was a CEO for a company at one point. He managed a broker team, a stockbroker team in New York for a little bit. He even managed to marry a rich woman coming from a very wealthy family. He even managed to convince this wealthy family that he was an heir to the Rockefeller fortune.
Oh my God.
J.P. Rockefeller.
Yeah.
He was just a silver-tongued mastermind, right? And then they start diving deeper and deeper. They find out that this guy convinced this young couple back in the 80s to leave them their house if they died, right?
Yeah.
And then they find all this out, and they're just like, "But where's the wife? Where's the wife?" He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about." And then, and what you call he just conned his entire way throughout life. And his real name is Christian Gerensreiter.
Gerensreiter. I like that name.
Christian Gerensreiter, right? And the original couple's name is Jonathan and Linda Sohus.
Yeah.
And Linda's never been found to this day. They found Jonathan underneath a pool in the backyard, right? And it's so like, con men fascinate me because they're so intelligent and silver-tongued and smooth, and they understand human nature in a way that's like so powerful, yet they use it for evil.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's almost like they're like, how far can I take this?
Yeah.
What situation can I put myself into? It's almost like they know they can take advantage of people or manipulate people.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, it's like they see someone in like a higher power, a higher status, in a better position. Like maybe people like maybe like poorer or uneducated people that's easy for them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to go to somebody with status.
Yeah.
And I need to fucking find my way in there and take advantage of that whole situation.
He was literally so smooth that he convinced a young couple to give him the house and let him live in the back house for free in California.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
I wonder what do you say? What is he saying to these people?
I don't know, but apparently, one theory is that maybe he was having an affair with the wife.
Yeah.
And then they killed the husband, buried him in the backyard, and wanted to run away to France.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking con man. He probably ditched her in France.
Yeah. What was the husband? He was not underneath. He was by the pool, underneath the pool.
No, he was buried in the backyard. So when
backyard.
they excavated it for the pool, they found his body.
Jesus Christ.
So that's the theory that I believe is that she was like, I'm going to run away with this awesome British, interesting, brilliant guy. And then she gets to France and he's just like, just ghosts her. Because that's what a con man would do.
Yeah.
Especially the con man of this caliber who ended up marrying this millionaire heiress. He's like, what the fuck do I want this random California girl for when I have bigger fishes to fry?
Yeah, and that's still going on now. A lot of that shit's still going on.
Oh, yeah.
Now. You hear that a lot on these dating websites, dating sites.
Oh, yeah.
And you see documentaries of this shit.
I just saw literally this morning I was reading an article about a woman that divorced her millionaire husband for Brad Pitt. And this scammer was using AI to make photos of Brad Pitt in the hospital. because he was like, I'm in the hospital. I really need your help. I'm in gambling debt, and I got addicted to some drugs. Can you send me some money? She sent him $80,000.
Okay.
And I saw the photos, and it looks like a poorly photoshopped Brad Pitt. And I'm like, how do you?
It looks like
2025.
Chad Pitt, dog.
Yeah, it looks like Bad Pitt.
In these situations, those situations, it's hard for me to feel sorry for the person, the victim in this case.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, especially, okay, you're cheating, basically. You're cheating, right? But you're cheating on the dude. You're cheating on. Well, you really think it's a Brad Pitt, dog? How stupid can you be? With all due respect.
Like, I get it if it was like a B-list celebrity or a C-list celebrity or a D-list celebrity or possibly like a athlete, a sports athlete, but
we're talking about the A list of the A list.
This is A1 list.
Yes,
this is the quite. There's very few people more famous than Brad Pitt in this world.
Okay, who would I believe? If it was Rob Schneider, I believe Rob Schneider's hitting you up.
David Spade, yeah,
I kind of believe it. You know what I mean? Maybe an older comedian or a comedian.
Yes,
maybe not the A list, like most famous ones. You go down the list a couple times.
I would believe it. Yeah.
But Brad Pitt, it's like saying, babe, like Leonardo. I gotta send Leonardo $80,000.
Tom Hanks wants me to send him $20,000 so he could fund his passion project.
It's like, what are you talking about? You fucking.
It's just like you need to go to you need to be institutionalized. You need to go to a clinic.
You think Brad Pitt needs $80,000? And you think he needs $80,000? He has $800 million.
And you think the only person that can trust is you, someone that he's never met in real life?
Yes, dude. Yes.
It's like how have you survived for this long?
Exactly. Are these people lonely?
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine that plays a huge factor.
Even with a husband, maybe the husband they don't love.
Probably
maybe someone they don't love because maybe they're married for the money.
Married for the money. Maybe the husband's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe the husband.
is neglecting her. I'm assuming the husband is so rich that he feels like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He's like, my wife's gonna stay with me. I'm gonna fucking go travel here for work and then fuck around over there, and she knows it. But what she gonna do? Leave me? She's gonna leave me. I make all the money. Like I buy her a house. She's not gonna leave this.
She did. She took $80,000 with her and gave it to fucking fake Brad Pitt.
Fake Brad Pitt. Who did this Brad Pitt turn out to be?
I'm not sure.
Just some random motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right. Usually it's just some random fucking fool in his fucking bed, just fucking like.
Yeah, most likely from like a third world country.
Yeah, and that probably changed his life. $80,000. If you're a person on these dating apps, a woman, mostly a woman, just be careful, man. And also, I don't think any of our cousins would be stupid enough to.
Yeah, and also if a celebrity just so happens to slide into your DMs, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or a dating app, 99.9999% it's not them.
Yeah. Most of the time, I would say it's safe to say that most of the time, it is not going to be them.
Yeah.
For the most part, So be wary, be cautious when you're on these dating websites. Because listen, it's just a dangerous place in general. There's been a lot of cases, fucking of girls meeting up guys and they end up getting killed on these Tinder or fucking other dating websites. So, especially if someone's asking for, my tia got robbed. My tia got robbed through Facebook and shit.
What?
Right? She, it was in El Face, right? My tia, she was talking to somebody, and in the rancho in Mexico through Facebook, and then they were talking back and forth, and then he was like, if I remember correctly, he was like, "Oh, do you love me?" And she was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Send me money, need money," and then she sent her money, and then he was like, send me more. Is that all you're gonna send? And she sent her more, which I'm like, why are you sending this guy you don't know money, dog? What are you doing? And then she was like, and then he kept on asking, and then she was like, no. And then he was like, if you don't send me any more money, I'm gonna kill you. And then she was like, well, I don't have any more money, so you're gonna have to kill me, right? And then obviously he didn't do anything because it's some random ass motherfucker on Facebook that doesn't know where she lives or anybody. Could have been anywhere in any part of the country. So she calls her sister, doesn't want my mom to know because she's like hiding it from my mom. Mm-hmm. Other people know, and other people in the family find out. And then one of them is like, hey, did you hear what happened to fucking your sister? She's like, no. And she tells her, and then my dad finds out, and then my dad gets really angry, starts telling her, why the fuck are you doing this and that? But I don't know if she was like lonely, or she was going through a tough time.
It's gotta be that.
It's gotta be that. They're older. Like I think she's like in her 70s. You know,
What?
In her 70s. In a sense, so it's a tough time. At
How did she? And she knows how to send money. That's pretty high.
She's ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
a lot of 70-year-olds.
A lot of 70-year-olds do not know.
They don't know how to pick up a phone or anything.
Yeah, they don't even know how to use their debit card, and that's not even a joke.
That's the truth. That's the truth. It's hard. But
she was wire transferring.
fucking sending money and shit. And then
what's her name on Facebook? I want to maybe.
Do you want to see Robert too? Do you want to fucking Robert too?
I'd be like, she's like, I have no more money. I was like, I'll kill Joel. And she's gonna be like, who?
What the fuck is that?
She's gonna be like, well, you're gonna have to fucking kill him because I'm out of money.
And I don't know him. But it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Young, old.
Well, that's why I'm kind of hesitant with making jokes and making fun of these people.
Yeah.
Because I have people in my life that are older and not tech savvy like that. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't be surprised if they fell for something like that. That's so I just think about them and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make fun of this. I'm not going to laugh because it is something that's very funny, but
I mean, I'm
talking about the Brad Pitt.
No, but let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's the youngest person you know that is not really tech savvy? I know somebody that was like 31.
Me.
You're not tech savvy?
I'm not tech savvy at all.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wait. So there's a difference between tech savvy and digital literacy.
Okay, both.
I'm very digitally literate. Tech savvy? No, I'm not tech savvy.
Okay, because I know friends that they have a laptop, but they're like, "What's AirDrop? How do you do that?" I'm like, "What are you talking, dude? What do you mean? You have a fucking MacBook, you have an iPhone. You know how to AirDrop? You know what that is?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I want to send an email. How do you attach something?"
Are they an immigrant?
No, they're 31. They're 31. They were born here. They're 31. I'm like, how do you not know this, dog?
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is the world we fucking live in, man. If you're 41, I get it. 45, anything above 40, I get it.
Okay, I'll admit, when I was in film school, like my first 2 months there, I made some friends with some music people. And during our break, we went to go to Jimmy John's, the sandwich place.
Yes.
And then I think we had taken like, there was like notes, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, Melvin, did you take some notes in the class? I was like, yeah. I was like, you want me to send them to you? I could email it to you. And he was just like, no, just AirDrop it to us. Because we all had our laptops open.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? And he's like, it's AirDrop. I was like, what is that? Bro, I was 19 years old. And I was like, they were like, it's AirDrop. And they were looking at me like, I don't know if you're trying to do a joke right now because, I was like, they were like, I know you joke a lot. Or you don't know what it is? I was like, no. They were like, they were so nice about it. And they were like, we just click this button and then we can send each other things like instantaneously. Yeah. Like even more instant than a text.
It's kind of like magic.
Yeah, it's kind of like magic. And then I was like, wait. And then in my head, I was like, wait, are they going to get all my shit? Are they going to be able to see all my stuff? Like a fucking idiot, like an old person, like a fucking boomer. Like, wait, I don't want them to see my information. Like,
well, to be honest.
So I was like, I'll just email it to you. And he was like, okay.
He
was probably like
45
Melvin is not the guy I thought he would.
Look, to be fair to you, I'll be on your side. When you're ninth, that was 10 years ago.
Holy shit.
10 years ago. That was 10 fucking years ago.
I thought you were trying to roast me.
No, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was a long ass time ago. So AirDrop.
That's 2015.
Yeah, AirDrop is like.
Pretty new.
Holy shit, 2015. Oh my God. I was thinking 2013. Holy shit. Fuck. We're losers, dude. God, we're trying to be content creators. Okay. So 10 years ago, AirDrop iPhones.
It was relatively new back then.
Relatively new.
Yeah.
I think so. iPhone came out 2009, I think 2006, one of those.
Yeah,
I don't know.
2006.
But AirDrop, I think that was kind of a newer feature.
Yeah.
So when you explain it to somebody, like, hey, I'm gonna send it to you, just stay right there. I'm gonna push this button and I'm gonna send you a document, I'm gonna send you a video or whatever. That idea is kind of like,
or send it to me. Open that tab up, and then my name will pop in.
Yeah,
and then you're just like, what? And then their name pops up, and then a random name, and then iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3. And you start looking around like, what the fuck?
You can send it to all those people if you want. You can send random shit to all those people.
That's what happened to me. I went to Disneyland once, and someone sent me a video of a hippo getting beheaded.
You know, that used to be the thing.
Yeah,
it used to be the thing. Or on a plane or something, people just send random shit.
And now they took the feature off. They took it where like now it's it automatically goes to no receiving. airdrops, and you have to go in there manually and be like, receive for the next 10-15 minutes, which is pretty smart.
People ruin it for other people, man.
I know.
But see, there's nothing wrong with that. Airdrop, it's a hard thing to explain. But if you're our age and you don't really know how to like do certain things on the computer or send emails or simple shit like that, it kind of throws me off. It's like, what world are you living in?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you trying to be vintage or something?
Yeah.
Trying to be like old school all the time. You know what I mean? You gotta get with the times, man. And even now, like fucking, you know, like I have a little like mole on the back of my foot. Like a little thing, right?
Okay.
Like ingrown hair or something.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cancerous, right? And I was freaking out. I was like, I'm dying, right? Yeah. And then my girl, the stepdaughter was like, okay, let me just take a picture of it. I was like, why do you want to take a picture of it? She took a picture of it, and then fucking, she put it on Google.
She tweeted it.
She put it on Reddit.
She put it in the group chat. Hey, yo, look at this shit.
Nasty ass food. Yeah. But she took a screenshot, a picture, put it on Google, I think. I don't know. And then all these articles started popping up and pictures started popping up.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to fucking
No,
do
literally like that. It's super cool that she knows how to do that, because I do that with like trees and plants in my backyard. That I'm like, I wonder what this plant is called. And I take a picture, put it in Google, and it's just like, oh, this is a Theris capus plant. I'm cute. I know. I'm
you
cute.
trying to be fucking cute.
I know that, you know, you can kind of like put that image in your head where I have a little straw hat and a little basket, and like the wind's blowing and the grass is blowing like water. Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder what this plant is called in my beautiful backyard.
Oh my! I do that with insects all the time. Just take pictures of them.
Incest?
Insects, dude. Insects, dude.
Really?
Yes.
But you don't put them on Google. You just keep them on your phone.
I just keep them on my fucking phone, dude. I just print them out and put them in my pocket.
You just ask people. You're like, hey, what is this?
No, I'm like you ever have those kids at school? I knew I had a kid at my school. His name was John, right?
Yeah.
Cool as dude, Asian guy.
Yeah.
But he would always be like, hey, look at this, and it would be just a big ass turd that he took, man.
Yeah.
And he showed everybody, the teachers, the co-workers. I mean, not the co-workers, the fucking classmates. Yeah. And it would be weird. It's like everybody knows, like, oh, that's shit. He's like, oh shit, it is, huh? All right, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Weird.
Dude, that reminds me of this is I might be snitching on myself, but what you call it? You ever go on a random Instagram reel or something like that, or like it's a picture of a very attractive person, whether it's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Yo, what's their at?" Question mark. Like,
asking
for a friend. Asking for a friend. And then people comment, and then like they comment. Profile. They comment a profile. It's called like Ashley Vixen at Ashley Vixen 18 or Ashley Vixen 30. Yeah. And you click on it, it's just pieces of shit in toilets, or it's like two black guys making out.
The one I get a lot is that famous black guy, the famous black dude with the big ass black dick just sitting down on the edge of the bed. I get that all the time, dude. Oh my God. I get that all the fucking time.
You're like, even better.
I just follow him. I just
start liking all of them.
Like just the dick pictures. That happens all the time, man. It's all the time.
Oh shit,
it's all the fucking time.
Oh
man.
Fuck it. People are so funny, dude.
Oh my God. And they why do we all click on it? We all go in the comments and we're looking for the ad.
And then you look down the comments and the person that asked is like, oh, come on, man,
bro. You wild for this.
Wildin', bro. And skull emoji.
Oh my God. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us, man? Who's the problem? Us or them?
Both.
We can't be looking at that shit, man.
Look. All right. You want to do it?
Okay. This next one, it's kind of sad. It's not even sad. It is fucking terrible, actually. All these shits is very sad. Yeah. But I want to talk to you about Sarra Gilbert. Sarra Gilbert is the third daughter of Mary Gilbert, okay? And Sarra Gilbert is a lady. I forgot what part of the country she's from. To be fair, that's very rude to not remember like that detail. Seems like a very important detail. But somewhere in the country. It might have been Ohio, if I remember correctly, just like in these random towns in Ohio. If it's not true, then my bad. But I'm pretty sure that's true. But it's about a Sarra Gilbert, right? And Sarra was somebody who's had mental issues. She's had a lot of troubling things happen in her life. For example, in her early years, she was in and out of foster care. She was living with her mother. She was molested by one of her mother's boyfriends at a very young age. When she was 14, she already had an abortion. At 16, she dropped out of high school and she was hanging out, or she moved in with her drug dealer boyfriend, right? So her life, early development years have been filled with these just traumatic, terrible experiences, right? She had another child in 2009 named Hayden. She was pregnant. She had that son, but they gave that son up for what's it called? No, it was Hayden, and the relationship with the father was very, very abusive, and then so the family kind of took care of the child, and she wasn't really, she didn't have like the custody of the child for a while. But in 2010. Something really bad happened in her life on top of everything. So she had another sister. There was 3 sisters in total. It was Sarah, and then Shannon was the other sister. Then Shannon, in May 2010, she disappeared, right? And at that time, there was a big serial killer out there called the Long Island serial killer, right? So she turned up dead with 10 other women, right? And after that, in December 2011, that's when her body was found, and the cops were like, "Oh, this is just an accident," but everybody around that area knew. No, it was definitely that same killer, because the killer had killed other women in a very similar way. But after that, she already had a lot of issues, mental issues, but now she started to show signs of being like schizophrenic a little bit. Right, she was seeing things. She heard voices in her head. She was being very delusional. She was kind of acting out all the time, right? And then in 2013, this is another weird thing that happened. She was watching the American Music Awards, and then she thought that for some reason that her and her dead sister wrote some of the songs that were being performed by Rihanna, Beyonce, and Jay-Z. And then she was saying that her loved ones were being possessed by demons and shit, right? So it was her obligation to fight these evil gods that were out there, right? And then in 2014, her mother came to visit. Everybody started worrying for her, and then she would be lashing out, saying that it was the demons coming after her, that she had to fight them back. And then for a while, she was just going in and out of mental facilities. Her family would just kind of like had to keep her on a leash, make sure she was okay, spend time with her. But everybody would just like kind of tired of just this trauma happening in her family, right? And then in 2016, she was still going through these episodes of schizophrenia. And then in 2016, she drowned her puppy in front of her son Hayden, because she thought that the dog was the rapper Eminem, right? And that it wanted to harm her. So she called her son into the restroom and was like, "I'm going to watch what's going to happen." She killed her puppy, right? And then after that, everybody started freaking the fuck out, right? And that was in February. In July 23rd, she started texting her sister, on her third sister, I can pronounce her name, Sherry, saying that she was hearing voices again, that she didn't know how to control these things, right? So her sister called Mary, and then her mom rushed to, I guess, New York, Ellenville, New York. She rushed to Sarah's house around 10:30 a.m., and then they were just chilling in the house. And then she was just saying like, "Hey, is everything okay? What's wrong? Your sister's telling me that you're hearing voices. Is everything okay?" But Sarah, wanted the mother to come, right? Specifically because she almost had not a vendetta, but she had some anger and hate towards her. It's almost like she felt like she was a demon as well. So when she came over, she had a knife kind of hidden off somewhere, right? And then when she sat down, her mom sat down with her. Sarah took out the knife, jumped on her, and stabbed her, right? Stabbed her hundreds of times. And she hit her with a fire extinguisher in the head, and she put like the tip of the fire extinguisher, she put the device in her mouth, and she started spraying it inside of her body, right? And then everywhere was just fucking a mess, right? And then Sherry called the mom to check up on like the situation. Like she wanted to be like, "Hey, is she okay? Is Sarah okay? Is everything good?" She got no answer, right? No answer. They called the cops, and then they go to the house. They start knocking. There's no answer. Look, everything's closed. The doors are closed. The windows are closed. So the cops come. They get back up. The husband comes of the mom. Husband comes and the mom, and then they're just chilling outside. The cops like, "Hey, I'm just going to look around." They're looking around. They see some windows are open, but it's too dark. They can't really see anything. The dad opens the window a little bit. They can't really go. They go to another window. The dad opens it up, and they're like, "Oh, it's kind of open. I can kind of open this. It's a little loose." They push it up. The dad peeks in, and he starts bawling. Right? He walks away, and the cop is like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then the husband's like, she's dead. They look at the fucking inside, and they see the body full of blood, full of smoke, full of everything, right? And then they're screaming in there. The daughter's screaming. They're calling out for Sarra, the schizophrenic daughter. They can't hear her. Nothing's going on. No one's saying anything. They go in there. And then what was kind of annoying is like they saw all of that. The cops saw all that, right? And they still had to call like the station to ask if they can open the door for some reason. They're like, I do have permission to go inside. Yeah. And then there was like a couple of minutes of them kind of waiting for a response. Where for me, I'm like, bro, if you see a dead body, go. What are you doing? Go in there. What the hell are you doing? And then they kick open the door, and then it's weird because they have the body cam footage of all this, right? And then it's so spooky. They kick open the door. The cop goes in, and Sarah just walking around with a cigarette, just smoking. And they're like, "Sarra, what's going on?" She's like, I killed my mom, right? And then she's just so nonchalant. She's like, "Kill my mom." And then she was like, "Why?" And she was like, "I'm evil. She's evil. I'm evil," right? And she was just out of it. And then they arrest her, obviously. And then just the look in her eyes, dude. She's just looking around, and she's like, "Do you hear that?" And then you could see in her eyes, she just looks almost like super exhausted. Her eyes are so dark. Her eyes are wide open, and they're so dark. And then her hair is all fucked up. She looks mentally insane. And the reason I want to bring this up is because part of me, obviously it's a terrible thing that happened, but part of me is like, what do you do with somebody who's schizophrenic, who's terrible, who's like who has these severe mental issues? And 5 months beforehand, when she killed the dog, and obviously there's a lot of situations where killing an animal leads to killing a person, right? And that kind of they didn't really do anything with that. They just kind of gave her like a small little charge, and she posted bail like in a week, and she was back. So it's like, what do you do in these situations when someone's severely mentally ill, and then especially with schizophrenia? Like, how do you even deal with that? What do you do to these like people with that? Do you put them in a mental hospital? Do you put them in jail? Like, what's the right court? You just put them on meds, but because she was off her meds probably for the previous 2 weeks, so maybe that's what escalated everything. Because the way she would talk, and her sister, especially, I felt bad for like the remaining sister, because fucking one of her sister got killed by a serial killer. Her sister got killed by her mom. Her sister killed her mom, and she's going to jail for the rest of her life. When they discovered the body, the kids were there. So the kids are all traumatized. The dad is fucking, obviously wasn't in the picture for much of the life. And then now he's probably traumatized too. And it just makes me wonder, like, how do these people get help? Like, what's the right course for somebody that's severely schizo and that is in poverty, that lives in poverty? And it's like, how is there any hope for these kind of people? Like, I feel very blessed that even just the fact that my parents came to a city that it's not really rich. It's kind of like, it's like middle or whatever, but I know I know that, especially looking at a lot of these cases where it takes place, I'm like, damn, this is nice. Where I live is really nice. It can get so much worse than this. Other parts of the country where there's fucking nothing, where it's just all grass streets, almost like you live in the woods. There's a shitty house there, a fucking house there. It's all worn down. Fucking, you call the cops, it take a while. Fucking, there's nothing to do, and it just made me sad because like maybe it could have been prevented if she had help, but it's like at one point it's like, what is the help going to do? How much is that going to really help? Did she already lose her mind too much? It's like, it kind of feels like a hopeless situation. Like a innocent mom gets murdered by her fucking daughter. And, when she went to the jail for the dog situation, there was like interrogation footage, and the mom was in there too. She was just saying like, "I love you so much." And then the daughter, Sarra, who ended up killing her, was just like, "Oh, you love me?" And then she was like, "Nothing you can do, nothing you ever do will make you not love you. I love you so much." You would never do anything that would make me not love you. And she gave her a big old hug and big old kiss. And I just like, man, why do bad things happen to these great people, man? She seems like no one's perfect, but it just, I don't know. I read it when I was watching it, reading it, it just felt like so hopeless. I felt so gross and sad, like defeated almost. Like, man, I am in such a lucky position. I felt lucky to be in the position that I'm in, you know. And I don't know. It made me feel sad for, obviously I don't have to deal with like severe mental illness or even like really mental illness at all. Like diagnosed one, like a real mental illness. And I don't know what that's like, but the effect on the family, the effect on the mother and father and children, like, it's just a hard life, man. It's just a very, very hard life. So I don't know what the right answer is, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer. I don't know what people can do. I don't know if someone's saying they're schizo, they hear voices all the time. So I don't know what to do. Yeah. I'd feel hopeless. I'd feel like, I don't know if I can go to a doctor, but if the doctor just giving you meds, but you're still hearing shit and you're acting out even worse and worse, and you're killing a pet in front of your child, and the cops come and they're just like, oh, here's a slap on the wrist. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man,
that one was wild, dude.
I know. And some people just live terrible lives, man. Because before she did this, obviously she had a just miserable existence, so much trauma.
Yeah.
And God, there's so many people out there that are just living in pain, dude. That have so much pain in their lives. Hey, that's why we gotta be grateful, man. We have to be grateful for the lives we live. It might not be perfect, but there's a lot that we have control. Especially living in this, living in like these bigger cities. There's a lot of more opportunities than living in the middle of fucking nowhere. Mm-hmm. So, and this is what I've learned with these like true crime channels. Like, this is one called Explore With Us. It's a big one. Yeah. A lot of them, like, a lot of these things happen in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Yeah. And you're just like, God damn.
Or like, have you watched Dr. Insanity is another big one.
Yeah. It's like, and not that I get it, but I'm like, bro, it's like you're poor as fuck. All you're doing is probably doing drugs. Fucking, you have a neighbor here, a neighbor over there, and then fucking surrounding you is like a bunch of like random land. Yeah. You might go crazy, and it's just a hard life for some people, man. Especially the whole living in poverty, man. Like real poverty. I don't know.
It's crazy, dude. Damn, that one was rough.
I know, man.
Yeah.
The next one might be even rougher. Okay, go ahead.
You go.
No, you go.
All right, dude. All right, so this one was kind of crazy. Let me paint the picture.
Speak to me.
The city is called Sugarland, Texas, 2003. It's a beautiful white family, the Whitaker family. And by all intents and purposes, they were the perfect family. They loved each other. The kids were going to college. The parents did pretty fairly well, had a couple million in the bank. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like, living in big mansions, but, they had a home. They had a mansion. They didn't have a mansion, but they had like a pretty big home, couple million in the bank. And that leads us to one of their sons. So it's two boys, mother and father. One of their sons named Bart Whitaker. He had everything. For his birthdays, his parents would give him Rolexes. For his 18th birthday, they gifted him a little house on a lake.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
A lakeside property. You know what I'm saying? Cars, money, credit cards, anything that his heart desired, his parents gave it to him, right? And they were pretty wealthy, so, $5,000 Rolexes and things like that. Cut to 2003. He's going to Baylor University, right?
Yeah.
He's going to Baylor University. They just have dinner together, him, his brother, his parents. They're walking back into their house. And as soon as the mother opens the door with the brother, there's a gunman standing right there, shoots both of them in the chest several times, shoots Bart in the arm, and shoots the father in the shoulder, shattering the bones in his shoulder, right? Runs out. runs through the back. At first, everyone thought that it was a robbery gone wrong. They just walked in on a robbery. But then the detective started realizing, like, they didn't really take anything crazy. The most expensive stuff was just lying here, and it's still there. And all the drawers, they're just pulled out. It didn't look like someone was rummaging through them. They were just pulled out, Basically, this looks like, a scene that was set up. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't an actual robbery. But, so far, they're still the victims. The brother dies immediately because he got shot in the heart. The mother passes. She got airlifted to another hospital. She passes before she even gets there. The father survives. Bart survives. And at first, it just seemed like a robbery gone wrong until the detectives start digging deeper into the father and Bart. They dig deep into the father's history, nothing crazy. They dig deep into Bart's history. He never even got into college.
Yeah.
He doesn't attend any of these universities that he's been telling his family that he's been doing. He hasn't been doing any of the extracurricular activities that he's been telling his family. No one knows him at these universities. All he does is drink and party and do drugs all day. That's what detectives find. So they go, that's rather strange, right? A couple months later, one of his old classmates comes up to the detectives and they're like, hey, I saw what happened on the news. I just want to let you know that Bart came up to me and he was like, I want to kill my family so I could get all the money to myself. Do you want to help me? And I said, no. Detectives are like, that's very interesting. A couple weeks later, someone comes up to the detectives. Hey, he was my classmate once, and he would not stop talking about how he hates his family and he wants to kill them. And then he asked me if I wanted to help him for $80,000. Just so you guys know, the detectives are like, fascinating. Yeah. Wow. Coming to find out, they interview Bart's roommates. Boom, one of them cracks. So he has two roommates. One of them cracks. And he goes, yeah. He asked me and our other roommate to help him. And he gave us $20,000 each. And he promised that we would get millions once we do the deed. They're like, did you kill them? And he's like, no, I was just a getaway driver. Our other roommate was the killer.
Yeah.
And the detective's like, fucking fascinating. They arrest all of them. The getaway driver gets 15 years. The actual murderer gets life in prison. The guy that pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And Bart gets the death penalty. But his father still loved him so much that he petitioned nationwide to get the death penalty revoked for his son. And he managed to succeed.
What? Really?
He managed to contact the mayor of their city, and he managed to pull and reverse the death penalty and just make it life in prison without the possibility of parole. And he still visits him once a week to this day. And he even wrote a book. He wrote a book about the journey of forgiveness for his son.
Oh my God. Well, ain't
that crazy?
Do you think you can forgive?
Dude, I don't know. This is, I mean, he tried. So the Bart tried to flee to Mexico.
Yeah.
So a Mexican gentleman went to the authorities and he was like, hey, this white kid gave me $500 for my ID, my expired ID. And I just saw him on the news. His name's Bart. He told me he was going to this town in Mexico. And the detectives are like, really? So basically, like, the detectives didn't solve shit. There was just people coming forward like, hey, he messaged me one time asking me if I wanted to help him on this. I don't know if that will help in any way. The detectives were like, really? Oh my goodness.
Just waiting for people to come up.
Yeah, dude. And people just kept coming up to him like, hey, he cashed out me like $500 for my expired ID for some reason. Yeah. I had no idea.
How old are these guys again?
He was like 19, 20 years old. And so they end up finding him in Mexico, bringing him back, And he gets the death penalty revoked back to back to full life sentence.
Dude, you know what's frustrating, man? I'll say something I'll never say. I'll say this and I'll never say anything ever again. Okay?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This reminds me of other shit that I've been watching too. Been watching a lot of let's say true crime stuff, Explore with Us, right? And the kids that or young men, fucking 15 to 20, 15 to 19, whatever. Yeah. 15 to 19, these kids that get themselves involved in these fucking situations. I've seen many interrogations recently where it's the detectives trying to pry out this information and the look on their parents' faces. And this is multiple situations where you could tell these parents are sick and tired and exhausted of all the bullshit that their kids have fucking put them into, whether it be like multiple times like robbing, stealing, doing smaller crimes, having to fucking take them out of jail. So a lot of these parents look so fucking exhausted by what their children have been putting them through. And a lot of the times it's because these kids have some dumbass friends, and when you're young, you're easily influenced, and maybe sometimes these kids have like single parents, and these single parents have to work multiple jobs, so they're not around as much, where they can kind of lead and influence and be a parent as in the sense of like, listen, you can't be doing this, or you shouldn't do this, and then try to steer them in the right way. The people that are in their life a lot are these dumbass fucking friends that they meet along the way that get them in these stupid situations. I've seen so many fucking interviews. Like this last one, it was a kid, fucking 15-year-old kid that hung out with this fucking 17-year-old guy who liked to rob shit together. And then fucking they had another fool who was 17 too that liked to fucking shoot guns. And then they fucking decided to rob a white couple and they just shot him, right? And then the oldest guy asked the younger guys, so how bury the bodies and shit, and they did it right, and they all said excuses why, but fucking the look on the parents' faces when they can start to see like, oh, my son's lying, because at first they're all denying, and then little by little, like when the detectives are starting to call them out on their lies a little bit, the frustration on the parents is like, stop fucking lying. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
Stop lying.
They know him better than anyone.
They know him better. And they're just, I was saying, like, I don't know if you heard it, but they're just so exhausted of the bullshit that these kids put them through. And it makes me feel so sad for these fucking parents when these kids are, they're just so great. Kids are so easily influenced by this bad shit and they're so stupid. And I know it's hard being a kid, especially like if you have a parent who works like multiple jobs, like a single parent, they can't be around as much. But it just makes me so sad, man. These parents, it's hard being a parent, extremely hard, and oh my God, it almost would make you not even want to be a parent. Like if you're a parent and then you have to come home and your son's in jail, or you got to get him out, or he's in fucking detention because of this and that. Why? He stole, he did this, he did that, he got in a fight. After a while, you're just like, fucking hell. You start to almost hate your kid. Yeah. And it's like, that must feel terrible as a parent.
The guilt,
Yeah. And then in these interrogation rooms where like they're screaming at this kid, like, stop being, you're full of shit. Tell him the truth. Stop lying. One of the kids, right before he was about to confess, he was like, I'm a terrible person. I have never done anything right. Everything I've done has been the wrong thing. I've made my mom angry. I've been a terrible son to her. I'm so disappointed in myself. And he ended up killing somebody, right? But at least it made me feel good. Like, at least you know you're a piece of shit, right? And I don't know why. That just
first step to redemption.
Just, God damn, man. Yeah. It must be so frustrating being a parent to these fucking children that just like, it's just like the pattern. It always starts off small. Sometimes it might jump, but it starts off like little robberies, stealing, yada, yada, yada. Oh my God. And I think it's cool. Maybe it's the thrill. I don't know. Man.
Maybe they want to impress their friends, you know what I mean? Like,
impress their friends, older friends, and then they want to fit in.
Yeah.
Oh, but you got to be stronger than that, man. You have to be stronger than that.
You got to be your own person.
Yes, man. You can't be easily influenced by people, regardless of what age or what they tell you. Like, if you do this, you're fucking cool. If you rob, if you don't rob, you're fucking. If you don't do this with me, you're a pussy. It's like, hey, man, I'm a pussy, man. I am what I eat, dog.
Yeah. Hey. Come on, man.
You got to fucking stand up for yourself, man. what I have. Okay, all right, dude.
Next case.
But yes, thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, no, this is crazy. It's wild. Like, it's, man, how can you just do that for like just a couple? Just, I don't know, man. Like, I'd understand. Like, no, not even understand, but like these parents gave him so much. They give him Rolexes in high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Food just got fucking greedy and just fucking started being a fucking idiot. Like,
What is with these rich? Even with rich kids, man, it's like, oh gosh, dude.
and you see like photos of them and they're like smiling on a cruise and like, it's so crazy. You would never think.
Yeah, there was this one case I remember. I don't know if you heard about it, but it was about this fucking guy that stole like almost more than $200,000 of their parents' money, and he would give it to like, I think, cam girls, right? Mm-hmm. And then the parents were like, "Hey, you gotta stop spending our fucking money.
Yeah,
you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
if you keep on doing this, you're gonna move out.
Yeah,
right?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stop," and he kept on doing it. And then they were like, I think they took away his Xbox or some bullshit, right? And he just killed them. Right? And then even the cop interrogated him. Were like, were they mean to you? Or
yeah.
He's like, no, they just they were mad that I was fucking doing this, and they took away this, and I don't know, I just killed him. And they were just like, oh, you fucking pussy, dude,
he's
fucking loser,
psychopath, man.
Psychopathic loser, man.
Psychopathic loser. That's very dangerous combination.
Holy shit. Okay. Anyways, this next one.
Yes.
I don't know why this. This was sad too. I'm gonna be honest. This was sad too.
Yeah.
This is about Sweet Kelly Ann Bate. Mm-hmm. Okay. She was a young 17-year-old girl, but the story goes back a little bit further than that. A little further back than that, when she was 14. Okay. Actually, well, let's just start when she was 16. When she was 16. Her mother, Margaret Bates, she returned home to her house in Hatersley, England. I don't know where the fuck that at. Hatersley, if I'm mispronouncing it, I'm sorry. Right? So she goes home. She finds her daughter, Kelly, who's Kellyanne, standing in the kitchen, and she's 16 years old, right? So she's like, "Hey, what's up, doing? What are you doing? I miss you." Regular shit. She hears some footsteps, right? She's like, "Who's here?" And then she's like, "Oh, I want you to meet my boyfriend." The boyfriend, right, turns out to be James Peterson Smith. Now, the mother was shocked because James Peterson Smith was in his mid-40s.
Oh.
Okay? Mid-fucking 40s. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she was like, who are you? Right?
Yeah.
She's like, "This is my boyfriend." And what's kind of what's almost like what gave me the chills is like she sensed something weird about him, disturbing, right? And she says it wasn't just the age difference that was disgusting, but she was like, there's something off with him. That obviously that wasn't the man I wanted for my daughter, but for some reason when she saw him, she recalled seeing a knife in her kitchen, and then she thought, I want to grab this knife and stab him in the back and kill him, right? And obviously she's never felt that way ever about anybody or anything, right? So you might be wondering, how do they meet this? How do they fucking meet? So when she was 14, he was at a friend's house, and then what's it called? Yeah, he was at a friend's house, and then she was babysitting for one of his friends, right? And then I guess she had to go home. Kelly had to go home, and then he was interested in this girl, and he must have been like 30, still early 40s at the time. So he tried to play like the smooth, the nice guy. Like, "Hey, you can't go home. You can't go home alone. I have to walk you home. It's not safe out there. I gotta make sure you get home safe, right?" So he did that, and that was like the first introduction. And after that, they kept in contact here and there, and they slowly, little by little, they began to start like a little relationship, right? A connection started from there, right? And fucking after the mom met him in the kitchen, For some reason, Kellyanne, the daughter, decided like, hey, I can't be here anymore. I need to move in with my boyfriend, right? And the mom was like, please do not go, please, right? But at that time, she was like becoming an adult. So legally, she couldn't really be like, I can't really control you anymore. So she went with him, right? She went with him, but she was like, please, if you move out, I don't want you to do that, but at least call me. Let's keep in contact, right? Keep in contact. And she was like, fine, that's fair. That's cool, right? But what had happened, right? And what had happened during this time was that she would come and visit every so often, and she would come with bruises sometimes. She would come with scratches. She used to be a bright fucking kid. She used to be into sports. She wanted to be a teacher. She was going to college. She had like plans to be fucking, like I said, a teacher. She had huge ambitions. When they started moving in together, for some reason, she became like a shell of herself. She started not being enthusiastic about life. She was becoming depressed. She just had no signs of life. She wasn't that bright, young, ambitious, like beautiful, like lively kid that she once was, right? So she would come home and one side of her face is black and then like bruised up, and she would tell her mom that, oh yeah, I got in a fight with fucking with some girls at school. And then her mom was like super skeptical about this, right? And little by little, the communication stopped between the daughter and the mom, right? So, oh, my bad. Let me scroll down here. So, fucking on April 16, 1996, the Smith, the older gentleman, went to the police station and he was like, hey, dude, I don't know what happened, but I accidentally killed my girlfriend. She died. She drowned. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? So they go to the apartment, right? They go into the restroom, and then they see her body, and they see something horrific. They see something that is way worse than fucking what he had originally mentioned. So this is what the coroner said, what the people said, what the evidence showed. In the 4 weeks leading to her death, Bates had been burnt with cigarettes, branded on the thigh with a hot iron. Boiling hot water had been poured over her feet and her buttocks. She had multiple stab wounds caused by knives, forks, and scissors. Stab wounds were even found on the inside of her mouth, right? She had been strangled and she'd be tied by the hair to a radiator. At some point during the 4 weeks, her hands and kneecaps had been crushed, rendering her unable to walk and therefore escape. She had been partially scalped. Her ears, nose, mouth, lips, and genitalia had been mutilated. Both of her eyes had been gouged out, and her empty eye sockets had been stabbed.
What the
And she was still alive during all this, right? So she had been blinded up to 3 weeks until she died, right? She had been starved. She had not been given water for several days before she died. Before she drowned, she had been beaten over the head with a shower head, right? So, fucking... After they saw that, they put him under arrest. And what made me fucking mad is that he was just saying that like, oh, she was saying shit to fucking make me mad. It was her fault. She was blaming it on the fucking child, basically. Yeah. Saying that like, well, she was saying shit to take me off. She knew I had trauma. She would bring that shit up. So it was kind of her fault. She had it coming. So he did all that shit. And he wasn't even fucking man enough to kind of man up to it. He was still fucking a loser, little fucking pussy. She said, oh, she was taunting me. She put me through hell winding me up is what she kept on saying, right?
Yeah.
So, and then she was saying that, a lot of those wounds are because she did it to herself. She self-inflicted those wounds to make me look bad, right? A 49-year-old man saying all this fucking bullshit. And obviously, thankfully, no one bought it. It was fucking quick. The trial was super quick. He came in, they saw the evidence, fucking boom, 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 boom. You're fucking guilty, right? Minimum of 20 years in prison, right? Where he's gonna remain, and which is still kind of fucking. Light. I feel like you just do life, baby. Just fucking do life, right? Yeah. And apparently, everybody that saw the evidence, they had to seek fucking professional counseling after it. everybody that saw the horrific pictures and everything needed help, needed someone fucking to talk to because they were just so everybody was so distraught after the images that they saw. And then the mother, Margaret Bates, said that she always thinks back to that first moment that she saw him, where she was like, it was such a bizarre thought, she said, when she thought, when she thought like I should just stab this guy right now, and she almost feels a sense of guilt, like almost like I feel like I knew it, like almost like a sixth sense, and I didn't take advantage of that sixth sense. Yeah. It's almost like she blamed herself a little bit for what happened because she felt something in her that she had never felt before.
Oh my God!
What did we learn? Fucking, there's disgusting loser men out there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, man. Fucking.
And don't let your.
Do not let your child. I don't
move
know.
Move in with another grown ass man. I think obviously I don't want to victim blame. Like
no, of course not.
But yeah, I mean you should do everything in your power to not let something like that happen.
Dude, it was rough, man.
Also, like the authorities as well. Like knowing that a grown ass. I don't know what the law is over in England, but like, yeah, dude, that's. Also, you should put a man like that. You should just get rid of him before anything happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta get rid of him.
And also, this man had a fucking history of violence towards women. Obviously, 1982, he groomed the 15-year-old Wendy. Right? There was another 20-year-old who said that he used her as a human punch bag, right? Once I was having a bath, she said, and he got me by the throat and tried to push me into the water. So he had fucking a history of hurting women, hurting underage women. And this is 2 cases, and I don't know how, especially one that's underage, you can just be allowed to roam free or not serve significant jail time. Yeah. One's 15, one's 20. Both are getting assaulted by a fucking man that's like 2 times their age. So I don't fucking know how men like this are able to be in and out of the system. I don't even know if this guy went to jail for these other fucking crimes, but how do these people roam the earth, man? How are they allowed to roam the earth?
Gosh, that was awful.
Isn't that fucking sickening, man?
Yeah, these two, you coming in very hot with these.
They just make me so angry. Yeah, it just make me so fucking angry, dude.
I know, man. That shit was fucking wild, bro.
And like I said, yeah, like I said, it just I don't know how you can do something to like a child, that first person he groomed, and still kind of, be able to roam free. And then the second time someone comes out against you, under like a young girl, about you're being violent towards them, after you already have a history of it, cops don't put you in jail for a while. They're just like, well, there's nothing to it. Yeah. They don't do anything. Yeah. It has to get to this level where they're like, oh, maybe this guy wasn't bad.
Once it's too late.
Once it's too late.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe this guy was a bad guy.
Yeah. That's why. That was in England?
Yes, that was England. That was in I forgot the city. A city is called let me see. Hatersley, England.
Hatersley.
Now where is that? Hatersley, England. I don't know if that's
in Europe.
Yeah. Hatersley, England. But where is that? Is that just in the country, like a random little town? Oh, it's in the area of Tameside, Greater Manchester, England.
Oh, Manchester, that's a pretty big city.
Is it a nice place to live? It's a good place to live, but people do experience some problems that occasionally affect people's lives. Yeah. Hazeley, England. Yeah. Is it let me see, small town? Is it a small town? Mm. What's the population of this place?
Oh yeah. That's a good question to ask.
Okay, population of 4,000 people in 2011.
Dude, tiny.
4,800.
It's tiny.
I wonder if population 19.
Bro, there's 4,800 people on this street right now.
I know, bro. Holy shit.
That's incredibly tiny, Joel. No wonder the cops fucking let this fly under the radar, and no wonder no one in the fucking town or neighborhood fucking hung this guy from a lamppost. Yeah. Because everyone's so small. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's him.
That's him.
You
just have that reputation.
Oh, look, so-and-so got a new little girlfriend. They have that reputation that's like...
Everybody knows each other.
And they would have never thought he would have done what he did.
I know. The cops probably know. They're like, he's not going to...
Yeah.
He might hit a girl here and there, but he's not going to kill somebody. He's a bitch. He's a pussy. Look at him. He's not going to do that shit. He's not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then when it does happen, they're probably just like, "Oh, we were wrong." And
that's why, dude. That's why. Look, I know I might get, I'm a firm believer, and I know that I'm right because I'm always right about everything.
Oh.
I'm a firm believer that if you're a man and you're dating someone significantly younger than you, like by 20, 30 years younger than you, and you're not rich, you're a fucking weirdo. You're a fucking creep. Even if you are rich, like, Leonardo DiCaprio gets a lot of fucking shit because he's like almost 50 and he only dates like 22-year-old models.
Yeah.
Look, you're Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And these women, they want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand if he was like trafficking someone or holding people against their will, but they want to be there.
Yeah.
And once you're an adult, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If I was a fucking drop dead gorgeous 22-year-old model from Finland,
You are.
I would want to be hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio on his yacht.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's just the reality. And I know a lot of other, beautiful women that would do the same.
Yeah.
Or if you're a millionaire or a billionaire. Look, I get it. Like, they for the girls, hustle, baby.
Yeah.
Get it how you can, baby. And for the guys, hey, you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire. I get it. But if you're not fucking rich and you constantly go after these young women, dude, you're a fucking creep, bro. There's like there's something beneath you that the world needs to eradicate. Like, you need to go. You need to go. Like, all those 4,799 people in that little town needed to get together and fucking hang him from the town square, bro.
Yeah. But you never know, man. A lot of these people probably in that fucking town were
they probably don't see it.
Yeah. Or they're probably doing similar shit.
They're probably doing similar shit, or they don't see a fucking problem with it. And what year was this?
This is 1996 where she died.
Oh.
So it was like 94, 96.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's actually scarier.
Yeah.
A lot of these folks are like, oh yeah, that's just Jerry.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. It was like 20 years ago. Which
30 years ago.
No, it was 20.
96? It's 29 years
son
ago.
of a
Dude,
bitch.
you're old!
What the fuck?
You're so
Holy
old!
shit! Oh my god, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, you're old, man.
The fuck am I talking about? Why did I say 20? I'm 95.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 30.
Mental.
Oh, so I don't see dates.
Age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
Holy shit, bro. Oh my god, how scary is that? That's the true crime right there. How fast time flies, baby.
Yeah. The never-ending march of time is the true crime.
Holy fuck.
Did that rhyme?
Ballsack.
Perhaps.
Wait, say that one more time.
The never-ending march of time is the true crime. And that just happened to rhyme.
Oh, dude, that's so good. I want to put a line.
Oh,
on,
yeah, dude. And,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Hey, look, but I think we're just going to do just fine.
Exactly, right? And if we don't, if you're not having fun, let me hire a mime.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Or why don't we just go out and just go dine?
Oh, shit, fuck. I don't have any money. Wait, how much you need? Oh, do you have a dime?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Gosh.
Sometimes I get nostalgic and I just think about Nickelodeon and all the slime.
Oh, are you good? Because me, I'm fine.
I already said fine.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
My last case right here.
Yes.
I think you've heard of this case.
Have I?
This
I might
case,
have solved it.
You might have solved it. Or you might have caused it.
Either or.
This case is actually I was in college when this came out on the news, and I was just like, that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
And then the older that I get and the more information that comes out, I'm just like, what an absolute tragedy. This case is called the Turpin case. Let me paint you the picture. We're in the city of Paris, California. Not Paris, Paris, but Perris. Weird ass fucking spelling for Paris.
Paris where? Paris, California?
Paris, California, yeah.
Paris, okay.
Paris.
But, yeah.
Paris.
Okay, yeah.
2018.
This is the ugliest one.
Yeah. 2018. police officer is randomly walking in a neighborhood. I don't know if it's randomly or someone called him, but I was watching the body cam footage and it's pretty it's like something out of a movie. This 17-year-old girl named Jordan Turpin runs to him crying. She's dirty. She's just battered and dirty and her hair's all messed up, and she's like my siblings, they're chained, they're up, they're trapped. She can't even speak English properly because she was never educated. She's talking in broken English, and the cop is like, "No, sweetheart, slow down. What's going on? Look up the footage, the body cam footage on YouTube. It's pretty gnarly." And she's like, my parents chained me and all my siblings up, and they beat us, and they don't feed us. And then he's just like, what? And at first he thought she was joking. He was like, look, you can see the body cam footage, like looking around. He's like, what is going on here? And he's just like, how many siblings do you have? And she was like 20 or something like that, something crazy. And he's like, okay, slow down. What's going on? And then she would Google stuff to show him. And then she was like, I took photos and videos. And he's just like, oh, perfect. Show me. And she proceeded to show photos of little babies chained up to a bunk bed. Young toddlers with vomit all over them, chained up. People with their head shaved off, like half of it shaved off, just dirty and just malnourished. And the cop was like, oh shit, you're for real. Boom, calls his fucking other cop homies. They go to the house and they answer, and they're just like, what's going on? The footage is on YouTube, and he's like,
what's the girl's name again?
Jordan Turpin.
Yes.
Turpin,
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And they're just like, and the parents look fucking creepy as fuck. Yeah. Especially the father, bro. He's got like a bowl cut mullet. Yeah. And it's all gray. And there's like a famous, just like almost eerie photo of them at Disneyland, all wearing Thing 1 and Thing 2's shirts from Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy as fuck.
Well, first of all, Dr. Seuss is not even Disney, so I don't know why would they be wearing that, right?
Yeah.
Second of all, like, he would take them to Disneyland, but like keep them chained up. And how many, I forget, how many siblings did they have?
Let me see, Jordan family, let me check that.
I think it's something like 20, right? So the cops 12. Yeah, so it's 12 siblings, right? Including Jordan. So they arrest the parents, they free the kids, and the police thought that these are all young children, no older than 16, the most 16. Like, these are all children. They vary from babies to 16-year-olds. That's what they thought. Turns out it varied from a 2-year-old to a 29-year-old.
Yeah.
But they were so malnourished and skinny and weak and dirty that they look like children. Yeah. That means they were malnourished and neglected all their lives for 29 years, right? So they would do things like not feed them, and if they did, they would feed them once a day. They would only allow one bath a year.
Yeah, disgusting. Isn't
that crazy? Yeah. Like, if my parents ever did that, I'd be like, bro, you got to kill me, dog.
Yeah.
Literally one time, my parents were like, growing up, they were like, hey, you're taking way too long in the shower. I was like, I'll move out.
Yeah.
That's you know me. I'm like, that's one thing I will not budge on, bro. Yeah. You can feed me once a day, once every 2 days. I don't give a fuck. That'll be good for me, actually. Yeah. But don't you fucking ever.
You like to take lengthy showers.
Yes.
I'm the opposite. I'm always like, hey, 3 minutes, I'll be right outside.
You're like, hey, take it away from me. Yeah. Hey, if I'm not on 3 minutes, just shut off the water.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even need water.
My parents actually shut off the water on me once, and I was so livid that I was like 15. I was so fucking angry because I still had shampoo in my hair that I walked out. Oh, I was gonna walk out naked to kind of prove a point, but I was like, no, that's weird. So I grabbed a towel and I walked out right in front of them with fucking soap, and they're like, hour and a half is too long. I was like, turn the water back on.
Why are you taking an hour and a half in the shower?
Well, I was just like meditating and I was like really reflecting on my life. But that's not the point. This is the Turpin case. This is the Turpin case. So, and they would chain them up, and when they were like, I gotta go to the bathroom, they're like, just go. They would make the children pee on themselves and defecate on themselves. And at first the cops thought that they were all younger age. It turns out 7 out of 12 were older than 18. That's how just malnourished they were. And, you know, they weren't educated, so they didn't know a lot of words in English. And when the cops started talking to them, they were like, do you need any medication? What medication do you guys take? None of them knew what the word medication meant, which is just really heartbreaking. And, you know, they ended up sentencing the parents to 25 to life, both of them, and which is good. I'm glad that, you know, they're going to spend probably the rest of their lives in prison. But it doesn't end there. Unfortunately, this is what really pisses me off. Obviously, the first part pisses me off, but a year later, the 5 youngest children who are not old enough to be on their own, they get sent to a foster family.
Why?
Because they're too young to live on their own.
But why don't they live with? Because
they have no. Well, that'll lead me to my next point. Yeah. So they get sent to the foster family, right? And the foster family abuses them. They beat them. They make them eat their own vomit. They hit them with fucking various shoes and belts. So they're just literally in such a cycle of despair and tragedy and pain, like you said earlier. And these are children. These are the 5 youngest children. So these are still, this is a year later, so it's ranging from 3 years old to 12-year-olds. So they go from one nightmare to another. And then in November 2021, obviously this caused a lot of outrage. In November 2021, the county deputy district attorney of the area reported, hey, all the children are doing great. They're working. One even graduated college. Right? Seems like a happy ending. ABC 20 for 20 does an investigative deep dive. They discover that some of the children are homeless. Some of the children can't get work because they don't know what to do it. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do anything. They can't even speak proper English because their English is broken. They discover that some of them are sick in the hospital. And so they interview Jordan, the hero that escaped to free all her siblings. And she revealed that the hundreds of thousands of dollars that were donated to the family and the siblings, because, you know, this garnered national attention, they can't even touch a single fucking penny because it's all controlled by a court-appointed person that won't allow them to touch any of the fucking money. Why? Because she wants it for herself. Right? So she starts revealing, she's like, yeah, so, you know, my siblings are not well. They're mentally handicapped, basically, because they were malnourished their entire lives. They were chained up to a fucking bed frame their entire lives. How do you think they could be a fucking productive adult in civilization? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can't just be like one day like, oh, I'm finally free. Thank you. I'm going to get a job and fucking work and start a family. No, they're just like, they have the mind of a 5-year-old, even though they're, you know, that's just what it is. Like, you can't just not feed someone and keep them chained up for fucking 20 years and expect them to just join regular society. So that garnered fucking national rage as well. And one of the siblings came out in the interview and he was like, I need a bike. And when I reached out to get some money from our fund or from our donations, I couldn't even get enough money for a bike to bike to a job interview. Mm-hmm. So they're just in this absolute nightmare. And in 2022, all the Turpin siblings, they finally filed a lawsuit against California's Riverside County Superior Court.
And did they win?
It's still ongoing to this day. Oh my God, dude. Because this is 2022, so it's only been 2.5 years.
How much shit does a family have to go through, man? Yeah. I remember when the with that body cam, when they opened up the doors, and they go, and he's like, oh, and they go inside, and this amount of filth that's everywhere. Yeah, that's amount of like fucking rags, trash everywhere. You could just smell it off the body cam. You could just smell the filth that these people were living in, and then I think like they couldn't. Like they were there and they were looking around, but they needed to find these fucking chains and they couldn't find it. So they needed to find those chains to make like some sort of arrest and shit. And they finally found it because they were talking to the kids and the kids were all fucking terrified and shit. And then that dude, yeah, because when I first saw that shit blew my mind, bro. That shit fucking blew my mind that it was real, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I was in
really
college
happened.
when I saw that, and I'm like I said in the beginning, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
A couple can hold 12 children and then one of them is 29. How does that even work?
Yeah.
But it works because they started from the very beginning.
Yeah.
You can't just chain up a 23-year-old.
You can chain them as
But you have to chain them up as soon as they are born.
Conscious even.
Yeah. And that's the case for a lot of these kids. Like, it's an absolute miracle. God-given miracle that this 17-year-old girl managed to escape and had the wherewithal to find a cop.
Yeah.
And be like, I have photos and videos.
Yeah.
Help my siblings.
She took that beforehand too to make sure she had evidence. And then yeah, dude, she was able to communicate everything. She was fucking terrified, but she was brave at the same time, dude. And then yeah, dude, such a wild. And the fact that those kids had to go to another family where they were getting fucking,
I know that's what really fucking pissed me off, because like that's the system failing you.
Yeah.
And how it's not your fault with who your parents that you're born to, but that's the fucking system. Like you don't have annual checkups. Yeah. Like the social services don't pull, like they should be pulling up every day when you first give a child to a foster home. You should be pulling up every day or at least once a week to be like, how's the transition? How's everything? You should be fucking noticing, oh, he has a bruise.
Yeah.
Oh, this kid doesn't look me in the eye. And every time the foster mom walks in, she starts shaking. You don't notice that shit, you fucking idiots. I hope they win this fucking lawsuit, and I hope they get fucking millions of dollars.
I wonder if those kids start to just assume that that's normal. Like, this is the second family, and I guess this is how families are.
Without a doubt.
They might just
especially the young ones.
Yeah, they just
without a doubt, they're just like, well, that's what family does. They hit you and they beat you and they're mean to you.
And that's love. That's what love is. So she hits me because she loves me. And then I bet the parents even said, I only do this because I love you. I love you so much.
Yeah, I guess if someone feeds you, they have to hit you beforehand. Like, that's the most heartbreaking mindset to have. Like, I can't even imagine. Like,
it's how do you grow up? How do you
get out of that?
How do you get out of that mindset? Especially as like,
well, as you know, a lot of people don't.
See,
in fact, most people don't.
Yeah. But shout out to Jordan Turpin, man. What a brave young girl, man. Yeah. That if you can't watch that fucking body cam footage, that body cam is wild. It's like in the middle.
It's wild because like not necessarily like the graphic nature of it.
It's just like,
but it's just like this is like there's no way this is actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Because like you could hear the cop. He's being nice, but he's kind of like, what are you talking about?
It's almost like you just ran away or something.
Yeah, he's like, are you on drug? Like, do you take medication? And she's like, what? Like, literally, there's a part where it's like, the cop is like, do you take any medication? Like, insinuating like, are you off your meds?
Yeah.
And she was like, what? She was like panicking. She stopped. She's like, what is that? What is medication? And the cop's like, and then as soon as she's like, I have photos and videos. And he's like, okay, show me.
Yeah.
And you could just hear, he doesn't say anything, but you could just like literally see like his body kind of just like, like the camera like his chest raised up, and he's like, where are they? Where do you live? Immediately his tone just switches. It's something out of a movie. Like it's gnarly, dude. It's crazy.
God damn, dude. Some people out there are living these rough fucking lives, man. And like I said, dude, I also agree. Hope they get all that money. Hope they get a bunch of money. Hope they fucking sue everybody.
Everyone gets fired off the fucking whoever was in charge of that case. I hope they all get fucking fired and never work in that industry ever again.
Those kids, that family deserves to have 50 million, 100 million, a bunch of money. Never have to worry about anything ever again.
And apparently, I think Jordan is like trying to pursue a career in modeling. So someone has got to fucking give her a nice little check, man, to just help her pursue her dreams, dude.
Yeah, good for her, man. She's a badass, man. Oh my goodness. I don't want to say my third one.
It's worse than the first two?
Yeah. I don't even want to say it, man. It's gonna make me fucking sad, dude.
Okay, should we just like tell Primos like if you guys want to fast forward to the end, or I don't know, is it that bad?
It's maybe it's not that bad, but
it's gonna make us sad. Because the first two made me really sad.
It's probably worse than those. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I could just say it. And it's too sad.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Because I was reading about it and then I saw what happened and then like it's unsolved too, and I'm just like, it just kind of like, it's super evil and then it just kind of goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, fuck this case. But this is about the Dardine family homicides, right? It is a very gruesome and a very disturbing crime, right? So this is about a family that consisted of Keith and Elaine Dardine, right? And their 2-year-old son, Peter, right? They lived in Ina, Illinois, right? In a trailer they purchased in 1986.
A trailer,
yes. Yeah. Everybody that knew this family, this is the ideal family. Loving son, loving wife, beautiful kids. Keith, great dude. They were part of a small Baptist church. And everybody just loved this fucking family. When you thought about like the perfect family, you look at your kids, you look at other people, like that's what I want my family to be like. These are the kind of people that I want my kids to be like, everybody to be like, right? In 1987, Elaine became pregnant with the couple's second child, right? So the Dardines were like, oh my God, this is beautiful. We just have to, okay, now it's time to get another fucking spot, right? Another spot. And also, that specific spot in Ina, Illinois was known to be like, a little bit shady, a higher crime rate than what they were comfortable with. In the last 2 years at that time, like 15 homicides have been committed in that Jefferson County. So it was a mixture of like, look, we're starting to have a bigger family. Let's give them a bigger space that they deserve. And also this space is also a little fucking shady, right? So on in 1987, November 1987, Keith failed to arrive at work, right? And immediately, just the fact that he didn't show up to work, everybody started getting spooked because the boss later said that he saw it, he knew something was wrong because Keith is always fucking perfect. Attendance perfect. He's always shows up. He's the most reliable person he's ever fucking met, right? So his supervisor was already fucking concerned, and then people started calling Keith, and obviously his fucking he never answered. So the supervisor called Keith's parents, right? And then the father, Don Dardine, was like, yeah, that's very unusual for Keith to be fucking not responding and not showing up to work. That's nothing like him. I'm gonna call the police, right? So they meet at the trailer just to perform just a wellness check, make sure everybody is good. And what they find in the trailer is one of the worst things I've probably read, right? So I'm just gonna say it, okay? So inside the trailer, tucked into the same bed, okay, lay the bodies of Aileen, Peter, and which is Aileen the wife, Peter, the son, and a newborn girl, right? Aileen, the wife, had been bound and gagged with duct tape, right? All three had been bludgeoned to death with Peter's baseball bat, a gift that Keith had given his son for his birthday, right? So the wife, Elaine, was pregnant, right? The guy who did this beat her so bad that it forced her body to go into labor. So he beat her so bad that she gave birth to the child. And after she gave birth to the child, the killer decided to smash the baby with the baseball bat and kill him as soon as he was born, right? So whoever did this, people think that it might have been someone he knew. At first, they thought it was the husband, Keith, because there was no sign of forced entry. The person that did it spent time trying to clean the crime scene. So obviously there was somebody that was allowed to be there or knew the people that were there and had a lot of hours of time to try to clean the fucking scene, right? The only thing missing from the scene was Keith and his like car. It was a 1981 Plymouth, right? So at first they thought it was him. So they became like a manhunt. They became a search for Keith. And then a couple days later, they just find his body in a wheat field a couple miles away. He had been shot 3 times and his penis was mutilated, right? He's ripped apart and shit. And then they found his car outside of a police station. Outside of a police station, almost like the person that fucking put it there wanted it to be found, right? So why I didn't really want to freaking bring it up is because it's just so dark and there's not really anything to go off of after that. It just like, it went kind of dark. Like no one could find anything. There was no leads. Eventually down the line, people were saying like, oh, I think I know this guy or this guy, and this serial killer confessed to it. But then he tried to relive the details, give the details of the crime, and it was kind of like all over the place. So they were like, all right, this guy's full of shit, right? There was some marijuana found at the home. So maybe they thought that it was somebody like doing a drug deal or maybe trying to steal drugs from fucking Keith. But they just don't know why. It was such a gruesome and intense murder. They also didn't think it was sexually motivated because like Elaine wasn't raped or fucking sexually assaulted. So they don't really know. They don't really have anything to go off of. They just have some leads that went nowhere. A serial killer that fucking tried to confess to it, tried to gain credit for it, that fucking ultimately didn't lead to anything. The serial killer's name was Tommy Lynn Sales, right? He's the one that's connected to this case. But like I said, he tried to give details and they were like, all right, you weren't, it wasn't you, dog. It wasn't you. Stop trying to take credit for it. It wasn't fucking you, right? And that was the guy that focused on for a while. Right, they kind of lost time, lost resources on this fucking guy. But what's so weird is just like, I don't know, man. It's such a violent, horrific crime that it seems like it wouldn't be just somebody just random. But it seems like it might. I mean, if it wasn't forced, maybe the door was open, unfortunately, or maybe like they trusted the person to go inside. And then I don't know, it just like shit like this happens all over the fucking country. Like I said, it's another spot in the middle of fucking nowhere where shit just fucking happens and stuff like this. It's just sad because there's nothing to go off of. It's never gonna be solved for the most part. The DNA, it was cleaned. The scene was clean. A lot of it was clean. There's no DNA. There's no fucking fingerprints. There's nothing.
This was in the 80s?
This was in 1986. Yes. No, 1987. 1987, right? So there's nothing to go off, and it's just like it was so horrific that you would hope that something good can come out of it. Like okay, maybe down the line, like now at this time they can find like fucking fingerprints. They can reanalyze data, reanalyze DNA.
But nothing. It's just nothing.
It's just like such a horrific fucking crime, and
you said Keith was like he's worked as a pastor.
No, he was a part of a small Baptist church, but he worked at a treatment plant. Which is a hardworking dude, man. Treatment plant. Nothing that would fucking suggest apparently everybody that knew him was just like he was a fucking good dude, great guy. Everybody loved him. There was nothing that he did that would kind of bring up any red flags. The only thing that people can think about is like, you know, maybe he touched someone, or marijuana. The marijuana shit. Maybe it was some drug shit.
Maybe I don't know if his penis was mutilated. Maybe like it was someone that he had touched up or you know,
well, that shit's
raped back in the day that came back to take his revenge.
Yeah,
or her revenge.
But I don't know. It's perplexing is a good word that's right here. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
What's her name?
Keith, the Dardeen family. Keith Dardeen, Elaine Dardeen, Peter Dardeen, and obviously the second child, the girl that was like killed as soon as she was born. Didn't have a name.
Wow. That was pretty fucking gnarly.
It was pretty fucked up. It was pretty
fucked up. Wow. You really picked 3 gnarly ones and it went boom, boom, boom. As far as
worst.
As far as how horrific. You did a really good job at like picking what's gonna go first.
One angered me, one really pissed me off, and the third one's I didn't want to finish it. I read it, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna say this one. Yeah. I'm not gonna say this case.
Yeah,
because there's just nothing. It's just like, oh yeah, there's nothing. It's like there's no like ending. It just fucking like they got brutally murdered.
No, exactly. I was like, I'm always so fascinated with con men.
Yeah.
So I was like, the first one is con men that might or might not be a murderer, and the second one is like a piece of shit son, and then the third one is a piece of shit parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, it's yours are like the most horrific things.
I don't know. Some people think it's an crazy ex, maybe. Some people think.
Well, that's what I don't think it's a crazy ex. I think it's someone that poor Keith wronged in the past sexually. That's what I think. That's my theory. Is like someone that he might have maybe touched. Maybe he was a rapist or a pedophile or both.
Yeah.
And someone came back and took his revenge and unfortunately deemed it adequate to take out the rest of his fam too. I don't know.
Oh my God. I don't know. But what a dangerous world we live in, man. What a dangerous country. Some parts are very fucking dangerous. Very, very dangerous. You gotta stay protected. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta make sure you're protected. Be kind to people. Yeah. Just be nice.
Be vigilant.
Yes.
Be alert at all times.
It's hard to prevent certain things, but you definitely can prevent certain things by being nice to people and just never being, try not to be a dick. And
if someone's dangerous, try not to hang out with them.
Yeah.
I had that. I was also a teenager, and I was also enthralled by danger, and luckily I grew out of that. But I could have very easily fallen into that hole that many young Latino men and young men in general fall into, and it's, I've always been like, I was never able to be peer pressured, which is I'm very happy about. But there's been times I've been peer pressured, not as much as like a regular person, but if I can get peer pressured, anyone can get peer pressured. Yeah. And I know that sounds cocky, but like that's
it is. I want to say one more thing.
Yes.
Fucking so Keith's mother, Jolene, Jolene, right? She didn't want her case to go cold, right? She was like, we need to find who did this, obviously, because fucking her son's family in turn was murdered. So she tried to get more exposure after it went cold, right? So when Oprah had her show, she collected over 3,000 signatures in an attempt to get Oprah to look at the case and to put the case onto the television. But the producers turned it down because they were like, this case is just too much.
Yeah, you can't be like, help us find the killer. Yeah. Help us find the killer or the culprit. What do you do?
Yeah.
You can't say that on fucking Channel 7, baby.
Yeah. And then she was like, okay, I get it. I want to go to America's Most Wanted, and this show is about fucking crime. They got me, right? And then initially they were like, this is way too rough to be shown, even on America's Most Wanted, right? But in 1997, they agreed to dedicate a segment to the Dardenne case, hoping to generate new leads on the horrific murders. But the same thing happened. They put it out there, and nothing. No new leads, no nothing. And the serial killer that was like, oh, I did it, was a couple years after that in the 2000s, right? But to this day, like I said, still nothing. Over 33 years later, I think the mom is still trying, but everybody is still in the dark. Police is still in the dark. They don't really fucking get it. Like someone said, considering the ripping of the penis, maybe it was somebody that was sexually assaulted by Keith, or maybe there was sexual motives behind it, but it's hard to fucking pin it down on any real thing or anything. There's so many questions, no real answers, and it's just a shitty fucking story, man. It's so sad. But I don't know, man.
That's wild. That's wild. But Primos, cousins, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of True Crime. I know this one got a little intense, but you know, that's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality of these things, man. Life is scary. Life is hard. Life is terrifying. Yeah. And every time I look at these cases, I'm always, like I said, I think it's this every single one. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be okay. I'm grateful just to be just alive more than anything, because a lot of these people are just regular people living their lives, and some bad shit happens to them when they're just trying to have a good time, live life. Sometimes they might be at a party just trying to hang out, have a good time, and some fool gets involved in something and they end up killing this guy who had nothing to do with anything. A lot of the time it's just like you realize how quick life can change and how quickly it can end, that it makes you just want to be happy and enjoy the little things in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Melvin,
what else can be said that hasn't been said?
That's what I'm saying.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know if you any other case that kind of freaks you out.
Yeah, put it down in the comments.
Put it down in the comments, and or if you know any information of the cases that we talked about that we didn't mention, that'd be cool too. That'd be awesome. And let us know if you want us to keep doing this, because today was really sad. I could see it in Joel's eyes, and I could feel it in my eyes. Yeah. Of kind of like, oh, every story we go deeper, and we're just like, that's I want to go to bed. Like, I want to go to bed, bro.
Yeah. No, but I like doing these, man. Yeah. I like doing these, man. Yeah. I like I watch them all the time, so I like talking about them and just saying how I feel about them, instead of just saying like I like saying them and kind of seeing what I learned at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, this last one was just kind of like I said, it's fucking fucked up. The other ones, I feel like there's always something you can learn, even a little bit.
There's a grain of salt in there. The last one, I think the grain of advice and wisdom is, you never know what's gonna happen, baby.
Yeah.
Never know what's gonna happen. Some shit's just gonna be unsolved.
You learn what people are truly capable of in the good and the bad. You learn when they go through bad stuff how evil people can be. And during those times, like especially with family, you know, you see the human spirit and how powerful love can be and how much strength love can give somebody. And it might be sad, but like I said, there's something that you can learn.
Yeah. Also, it helps to be nice.
Yeah.
It really always, every time I've gotten fucking angry and I want to fucking spaz out on someone, I always don't, or 9 times out of 10 I don't. And I'm always glad. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't spaz out. I would have regretted it, because the times I have spazzed out, I regret it to this day.
Yeah.
Even though in the moment it felt fucking good, to this day I still sometimes I can't sleep because I'm like, man, why did I do that? I fucking spazzed out real bad. Like,
you could be in one of these fucking true crimes next.
That's what fucking scares me the most.
Yeah.
No. Like anyone could be in these true crimes.
Yes.
Whether they're the aggressor or the victim, and it just literally just pays to be nice, because you never know what someone's capable of. Like, you really don't. Some of these folks are, like we talked about earlier in the episode, their lives are so full of trauma and negligence, and they weren't raised properly, and mental illness, that they'll fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what they'll do.
Yeah.
You don't know what they'll do.
Yeah. Because just like in this last case, when it's so shocking when something terrible happens to somebody that is like the perfect person, you're like, why would anybody do this to this?
Yeah.
It's also, you see people who are the perfect people doing such terrible,
exactly
things.
And that's what my exact first thought of when you were telling me the last case.
Yeah.
Within like 30 seconds of you describing what happened, I was like, what did Keith do?
Yeah.
What did he do that angered someone or someone's so much that they had to do this? What did Keith do? Not to victim blame, but like, I'm like, what did he do? Because I'm like, you're right. Like someone could appear picture perfect.
Yeah.
And fucking and not be. Yeah. That's what scares me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear every time something crazy happens and someone's caught, and then caught with 4 bodies in his closet. Always, you see it on the news. Their neighbors going like, yeah, he was. Every time I talked to him, he was really nice.
Sweetest guy ever.
He would help me with my laundry.
Yeah.
That's why it's so crazy. Like, you hear that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? So and so, dude, he was like the nicest guy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Joel and I are not perfect, bro.
No, I'm a terrible person.
I'd be cussing. I'd be fucking spazzing, bro. I'd be fucking. But Joel and I have our flaws, but at the end of the day, we don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
We don't hurt fucking
Only
nobody.
person I want to hurt is myself, dude.
Only person I want to hurt.
It's me. It's me. It's you.
Yeah.
But Primos, thank you for coming on this journey with us. Like I said, if you enjoy these, we will keep doing them. We want to keep doing them.
Yeah, we do.
But if you're like, fuck these, I don't like these, let us know, because we like doing them. And if you like doing them, it makes us want to do us more. So please comment and subscribe. Subscribe, most of all. Leave a comment, please. We like talking to you guys. Reshare our Instagram, help us out. We're trying to go hard this year. We're trying to post more content. We're trying to fucking see big growth this year. So we've been going strong these first couple of weeks, posting more content, putting ourselves more out there. We gotta stop being shy, stop being reserved. We gotta go hard this year. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah. But we also need your help a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend about us, tell your family about us, tell your primo about us, tell your cousins about us, tell everybody about us, and then comment, and then fucking that's it, baby.
That's it. Bye.
Bye.